Hello everyone, so it's been a while. welcome back to this video, welcome back to my channel, Vicky's World. I'm Vicky, and yeah, I've just made a coffee, so I thought I would sit down and catch up with you guys. It's been a long time. I can't even remember the last time that I sat down and chatted to you all. So hopefully everyone is doing okay. I really hope that you all are staying safe and okay in all these crazy times. So yeah, I thought it was about time that I jumped on and done just a general update of where I am, what's been going on and what's happening. So I've suffered a lot over the last few months with my mental health. It's come crashing down, and I've changed medications now. So I was on duloxetine, which they put me on for my depression and anxiety, but because of pain, because they said, or there's been studies that it helps with chronic pain. It didn't help my pain. It did help with my mental health in the beginning, but after being on it for so long, it kind of sort of went down, and I found myself struggling again badly with anxiety, panic attacks and depression. So I I didn't go to the doctors because obviously we can't go to the doctors. I rang the doctors and we had like a number of reviews. So I'm now on fluoxetine, I think that's how you say it, or Prozac as it's more commonly known. I've been on it now since just before Christmas. Today is the 17th of February, so I've been on it quite a few months now. It has helped balance me out. I'm still getting an extreme every now and then, but I'm not nowhere near where I was before. So before I go any further, I just don't want to trigger anyone. So, you know, if you get upset or triggered by sort of talk of mental health and sort of, you know, that kind of thing, then feel free to skip ahead, and then I'll just talk about it here and then I'll go into other things. So I was in a constant state of just up and down between the depression and the anxiety. So, you know, I was sobbing every day. I was crying, and not just crying, but sort of to that, you know, when you get to that point where you're crying so much that, you know, you can't breathe, and it was really bad. Everything and anything was getting on top of me, and then I was starting to have panic attacks over things that may seem silly or sort of small to others, but to me it felt like a mountain. And so I was going between that, and then my anxiety it's been bad anyway, but since the pandemic and everything that's been going on now, it's sort of got to a new level, sort of a new high. So it has helped with that. You know, I know that things are not going to go away completely, but what I wanted was more of a balance so that I could get through a day without crying, and just feeling hopeless and sinking even darker into darker places where I've been before with my depression. I'm not gonna sort of talk about that, but if you've been there, you can probably guess what I'm talking about. So have some coffee. Yeah, so with my mental health, the first two doctors that I spoke to were pretty helpful, talking to them about my pain as well, because my pain is ramped up and they sort of all go they're intertwined. Another doctor that I spoke to, it was one of the doctors that I spoke to years ago when I went there, and he was trying to tell me that my pain and everything was all in my head. I was imagining it, and it was just because I was depressed, which is a load of rubbish. But I knew as soon as I heard his voice on the phone. but I'm slowly but surely getting to a place where I'm balancing out, and yeah, I know I'm going to have these kind of episodes, but I can feel them sort of coming on, and I can acknowledge them, and I'm not sort of in that state all the time, if that makes sense. So I have also, what else have I changed? I thought I'd changed something else. I've changed from, I'm not taking tramadol anymore because apparently they interfere with each other. Fluoxetine and tramadol interfere with each other, and I was taking the two together for about 2 weeks before I spoke to another doctor, and she said, look, you shouldn't be taking these. It causes something called serotonin syndrome, and I was having a lot of the symptoms, and it can be quite dangerous. So she was like, no, we'll take you off that. So they put me on zapping, which is cocodamol, the highest strength. But yeah, so that's another story. But yeah, it's not been the greatest, but you know, everybody is in one way or another going through whatever it is, or they are sort of coping with things at the moment, however it is that they cope with things. And you know, everyone copes differently, and having how bad I was feeling with my pain and my mental health, and then having a pandemic drop on top of that, that then is spiking my health anxiety. I don't go outside the door unless I've got a doctor's appointment, or yeah, that's about it really. So we don't even go out for walks anymore. Well, I can't walk far anyway, but to go out on my scooter, I'm scared of bumping into people, and yeah, it's not good. But I had my first COVID vaccine last night. It was something that I was really anxious about, really scared. I've read a lot of different things on Instagram, on Facebook, and even though, you know, because I've got like the two sides of my brain sort of fight with each other, and it's saying, yeah, you know, it's totally safe, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got the other side of my brain, which is telling me, you know, it's feeding me all these things, but that's anxiety, and I've got health anxiety as well. So yeah, it doesn't help. But my parents and Lee, my husband, he said, you know, they said, look, you know, you need to have it. It's perfectly safe. And, you know, they talked me through things, and I've seen the science behind it, and I did have it. It was really emotional, really anxious. I hate needles anyway. If anyone has been here a long time, I hate needles to the point where I can have a panic attack. But I had it in my local doctor's, so that was good because it was a familiar setting. The nurse who done it, I've known her for years and years. She's my diabetic nurse, and she's so lovely. And I'm glad that I had it in the doctor's surgery, because my dad was phoned like 9 o'clock on Monday morning to go later that afternoon to a leisure centre just about half an hour away from us, one of the big hubs for his, and he was telling me about it, and I'm so glad I didn't have to go through that, because I'd have to take my wheelchair for one, because it was quite a bit of queuing and I can't stand for long, and then you know, there's a lot more people around, and you know, it's unfamiliar. So I'm glad that I went to my doctor's. I came straight home. They didn't say that I had to stay there or anything. I don't drive anymore because of my conditions. So my husband was driving, just kept an eye on me, and yeah, so today through the night I had a bit of nausea, but that's one of the side effects. My arm is quite sore, and there's a sort of a lump there, and I've had a headache pretty much all day, but you know, they said that's normal. I normally have some kind of reaction to like the flu jab anyway. My arm will swell, go red and hot, and very painful, and I do sometimes have, you know, like a little bit of a reaction, as in like runny nose or whatever, but nothing severe, so I'm quite lucky in that regard. So the first one's done. It was the AstraZeneca one, because my dad was explaining this to me, because I didn't really understand, because I know there's a couple. He had the Pfizer one, because they're doing that one in the bigger hubs, the bigger centres, because it's got to be stored at a really, really low temperature. And then the other one, the one I had, which is AstraZeneca or Oxford, they can be stored in the fridge, so they can be done in the doctors. But I'm glad that I was in the doctors, because it would have, anyway, it's not worth thinking about, because it's not going to happen. And my doctor said, the nurse who done it, she said that I will have it done at the doctor's surgery for the next dose in 12 weeks. So yeah, I should have really said that I would be talking about COVID and stuff, because I know it triggers me sometimes and I can't watch things. So I'm sorry for that if anyone does get, you know, upset or anything by it. But yeah, that's my sort of, in a nutshell. I don't want to talk too long. I want to try and keep this under about 20 minutes. I'm trying. So yeah, that's my health. I'm still not well with my pain and like my movement and other things, but you know, until I'm in a place where I feel more comfortable, then I can get in contact with the doctors about my pain and review my pain meds. So everyone else, well, everyone in my sort of immediate family is okay. My dad had his first vaccine on Monday, and hopefully my mother will have hers soon. My brother and my sister-in-law, they live away. She's a doctor. They've both had COVID, so they can't have the injection, the thing yet. But they're all okay, and you know, it's just such a worrying time, isn't it, for everyone? But we can get through it. And you know, if anybody pullers for the pinkness, because I'm drinking coffee, my face always goes bright red. If anyone needs to talk or anything, you know, my Instagram will always be underneath here. You can always send me a DM and we can chat, you know, just to help each other through. So weight wise, so I've been, since the pandemic started back in March of last year, we went virtual. So I haven't stepped into a physical class since last March or end of February. So it's coming up a year. And you know, I tried and tried. I didn't put on weight for so long, and with Slim World, if anyone's wondering, if you're new, sorry. And you know, I was paying my fee every single week, weighing at home, and you know, over the last, I would say, I always say a couple of months, but I would say 4 to 5, maybe even 6 months, I've not been happy in myself. Like, I know a lot of that was to do with my mental health and my physical health, but it was also this thing in the back of my head. And you know, with Simon, my consultant is amazing, don't get me wrong, she's so lovely, but I just found that it just wasn't working for me anymore. And I just made a decision after Christmas to, well, it wasn't actually that long ago, about 2 weeks ago, but I've been thinking about it for a long time. I hadn't been on plan for a while, and I knew that I'd gained some of my weight back, and I was just, even though my consultant would never ever pressure me, or any of her members, because that's not what it's about, in my head I felt pressured, you know, putting my weight down every week. And you know, I just couldn't do it, because there was so much going on, like with the page and the like Slimming World page that we have on Facebook, and like all those things, and then Zoom, and I'm just not very good with dealing with other people at the moment, apart from my family. So I made a decision 2 weeks ago, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, after thinking long and hard, because you know, I lost almost 5 stone, and I have gained some back, but I've finished Slimming World. So I wanted to, because I've been filming the last 2 days, I've been filming some white in the days, and I didn't want to put them up before coming on and explaining what's happening basically. So I'm now following Weight Watchers, or WW that is called. I've done Weight Watchers in the past, and I was quite successful, but I've always gone back to Slimming World. But I thought, no, you know, I need a fresh start. I need something new. I need something to focus my energies on and keep me busy. So I've been doing it a week. Well, it's Wednesday today, so this is my 7th, 8th, 9th day, I think. I started last Monday for the first time, and then and then this Monday and so on. So I'm following the purple plan. I will do another video talking more about what is what. I just wanted to get this up so I can start getting my white and days back up, and then I can do a more sort of in-depth video when I'm feeling a bit better. But I'm on the purple plan, and the points are the same. You know, they go by your weight, your height, gender, and how much you have to lose and stuff. So purple plan is a lot like Slimming World, but there are differences in there. I feel so much better in myself, in my mind, because it was weighing on me, you know, having to tell people, and it shouldn't, because, you know, the people who are important to me, they will support me whatever. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing now. Monday just got, my husband's doing it with me as well, because there's 3 plans, green, blue and purple, so you can do whatever one is best for you really. So he's doing the green one so that you can just have points and do it. So then the purple one is like I said, it's a lot like Slimming World, where you have so many free foods. Well, they don't call them free foods, they call them 0 point foods. And then you have points then, and weeklies and fit points. So yeah, I'll do another one explaining all of that. But on my first weigh in on Monday, I lost 9.5 pounds, which I was over the moon with, because I didn't feel like I'd lost anything, and I was feeling a bit discouraged. But I felt like in myself through that week, I felt better in myself because I was enjoying my food again. Like to the end, coming to the last couple of months, I just wasn't enjoying my food. It felt like something I had to do, something rather than something that I wanted to do. And you know, with the 3rd speed food and all of that, making sure that's on your plate and different things. Whereas with this now, like last week, I was using up some of the batch cooked things that I had in the freezer, and I was having veg like pretty much every night, but because I wanted to and I enjoyed it, not because I had to, you know. So yeah, and I love Slimming World, don't get me wrong, but it's just something that I had to do. And I know a lot of you follow me for Slimming World, so you know, it would be lovely if you could carry on following me on my journey. You know, we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to lose weight, and my channel is not all about weight, not all about weight loss, even though it looks that way from the outset. But I want to try and put some more videos in of, you know, to do with mental health and my conditions, and, you know, just general things really. But yeah, it'd be lovely if you could keep following me. I totally understand if it's not for you. I totally get that. You know, it's not something that I would what's the word, what am I thinking of? My mind's gone blank. Yeah, so I would totally understand, because, you know, if you've come here for Slimming World, then, you know, my meals will now be in points rather than sort of sins and things like that. But, you know, a lot of the premise of this is the same as Slimming World. So yeah, that's my news. And yeah, if anybody else is on Weight Watchers WW, drop me a message down below. I've been looking for Weight Watcher YouTubers and I've not found many. Just trying to get myself back into the groove of things, and yeah, you know, I'll still be there cheering all you guys on, whatever weight loss weight loss plan it is that you're doing. You know, you can count on me for support if you need any help or anything. I've done Slim and Well for nearly 13 years, so you know, it's kind of ingrained in my head. So if anybody needs any help or support or questions, anything at all, just drop them down below and we can have a chat. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that now. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. I filmed yesterday and I film in today my food, just to give you an idea of what kind of things it is that, you know, I'm eating. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, it really means the world to me. I need to start getting back into Instagram as well, and YouTube. It really helps me, and I love watching everyone's journeys and, you know, catching up with people and seeing how they're doing. But because I've been so poorly the last 6 months, I've sort of distanced myself away from that. And I know that I shouldn't, because it's always good to have support and have people that are there for you. And I know there are, because you know, there's certain people on Instagram and they always, without fail, if they haven't seen my stories for like a week or two, or even sometimes less than a week, I'll have a message, you know, saying, are you okay? And that means more than anything, to think that they are thinking of me, taking time out of their day to think about me. And yeah, it's just so lovely. So that is what I am going to leave with now, because we're just over 20 minutes. I'm going to finish my coffee, and I think I'm going to pop on Instagram and just do a few stories just to say, and then I can start putting my food on, because everyone knows that I do slimming. So, you know, in relation to weight that I've gained, I think what I'm going to do is I'll just update you with how I'm doing weekly, and then when I get back to a place where I'm feeling, you know, that my anxiety isn't sort of hanging over my head with it and I feel more comfortable, then I can talk about it. But I'm over the moon with 9.5 pounds off in my first week. That's following the purple plan, and Lee lost 3.5 pounds on the green plan, and I'm really proud of him. He's doing so well. And that's why we said, you know, we'll do it together. We had a really good deal, 3 months free and then 3 months paid after, and then that's the contract up. But you know, so I've got 6 months, and yeah, so I am gonna go. Thank you so much. I hope that you've had a coffee or a drink or whatever it is with me, and that you're staying safe and well. Thank you for supporting me and your love. It doesn't go unnoticed. And yeah, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe down below. Give the video a like if you liked it. It's really nice to see that. It's not all about it, but you know, sometimes you know what your head's like. But yeah, and drop a comment down below. It'd be really lovely to get to know you, or you know, the chats that I have with the lovely friends that I've made on here is just awesome. So yeah, thank you so much again. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you very soon. Bye, everyone.